I look crazy right now, but it is July 3rd, and I thought that I might as well do like a New Year's resolution type of video. I did one last year, and I don't know. I just thought it would be a good idea to do it again this year just to make it a yearly thing, maybe to get me more motivated to do stuff. I'm not really sure. I just did my hair. I could not take a video of me doing my hair because honestly, I think I'm a pretty boring person and I don't have that much to talk about, especially like New Year's resolution stuff, because honestly, I never really have a lot of like New Year's resolutions. It's just like, I don't know. I haven't had any, and I don't really like, I've never had or made New Year's resolutions. Like, I kind of just do what I do, but might as well just do it. I did write down some New Year's resolutions in my journal, which is the same journal from last year that I like barely use. Like, it's not, I mean, it is kind of, but I think after a certain time in my life, I kind of stopped using it. My last journal entry was October 13th. And then the one before that was June 17th. But I have all my resolutions in here, which all is a lot because I only have 5. I only have 5 5 resolutions, and if I think of any, then I'll write them down. Let me go get my pen first. Right now, I only have 5. So I already did my skin prep also. I did that this morning. I let my skin stuff sit for a little bit. I used the Rhode Glazing Milk Toner. I don't know. Use this. I really like this. It's really good on my makeup, but I do that as my base first. And then I use the Medicube TXA Niacinamide Capsule Cream, the pink one. And then I use this. I have no idea. Rice to Meet You. Rice Milk Lotion. I got this from TJ Maxx, and at first I didn't like it, but I've been using it. It's really good, and a little bit of this goes a really long way. I really like it. It's really good, especially if you have like more drier skin. This is really good. And then I used my Biore Aqua Rich sunscreen. This is like my ride or die sunscreen. I love this sunscreen. I actually also really like the Beauty of Joseon sunscreen, but I don't have that right now. And the Beauty of Joseon one is acne safe. I don't think this one is, but I'm not sure. I saw one TikTok on it and I believed it. So I want to do actually like a makeup look, but I'm not good with eyeshadow, and honestly, I don't think eyeshadow really looks good on me. So we'll see how that goes. But I just bought new lashes. I honestly don't think I'm going to use these lashes just because... Actually, I might use these lashes. Might as well. And then in between them, I will stick my other lashes that my sister gave me. If I can find them. These ones maybe? But we'll see how that layers. Recap of 2025. Honestly, but I don't know. I kind of just live every day like every day. Again, I'm kind of boring. I do have goals for myself, but I just think, I don't know. I think I also just don't have a lot of faith in myself. I think I'm just kind of there. But things that I accomplished this year. Oh, I started school again, but it's kind of hard because I'm like in a predicament, so we'll see how school goes. I obviously do want to continue to go to school. You know, knowledge is power. I would say knowledge is virtue, but knowledge is power. I honestly really like this, the Maybelline, oh my god, did I use that much already? The Maybelline Multi-Use Concealer, this one in the shade 122. I really like it. It has like, oop, it's not focusing. Hello? Oh, it's focusing on my bag. There we go. It's like it has like a peachy undertone, and it's really good for covering under your eyes because, as you know, to cover your under eyes, if you want to like, if you have dark under eye circles or eye bags, if you color correct it with like a peachy color corrector and then put concealer over it, it'll conceal a lot better than just like a regular like concealer. But this one has a peachy undertone, and this one really covers my under eyes really good. Yeah, I started school. I did three 8-week program classes. There's still like the same amount of credits. It's just like a faster course. I did a regular bio class, A&P, and a statistics class. And honestly, it was really fun. I liked all of it. Actually, I'm gonna put a little of this. I did miss not like having so much homework, and because it's like 8 weeks of classes, like there's so much information that I have to remember, and it just sucks that like I had such a short amount of time to like do homework or like just study. But it was fun, you know, while it lasted. I didn't really make any friends, but for me, my main goal is to not, like, I don't really care for making friends, honestly. I just kind of do what I do. Again, I'm not really, not that I'm not fond of making friends, it's just like I don't really care. Oh my gosh, it keeps focusing on, I just don't really care for making friends. And like I think I've said this before, but I've like never really cared about making friends. Obviously making friends is nice, like it would be nice and it's fun to have friends and like hang out and whatever, but I also am just like, I don't know, I'm just kind of like about friends, because like I'm not there to make friends, I'm just there to get an education. That goes for like any place that I go to. Like I'm not going places or like doing things to make friends. I'm just doing those things for myself and to better myself and to, I don't know, it's just for myself. Like I'm not there to make friends. And I'm such a, oh my gosh, if we talk about relationships again, there's this one girl, and I've talked about her before. I know I have, on my For You page, and she doesn't really show up anymore, but she like keeps talking about like how she is 25 and like hasn't been in a relationship and blah blah, or held hands. And I'm such a firm believer in like, the more that you wish for things, the less that it's gonna happen to you. Like people who like want a relationship, oh my god, my nails look so purple. But people who like want to be in a relationship really bad, I feel like people like they talk about it and they joke about like, oh, like it must be nice, hahaha, but like you know deep down that they're like, you know, they want it. And like I was one of those people in high school. But I think like the more that you yearn for something, the less that it's gonna happen to you. Like I'm, especially when it comes to like friendships and relationships, like I am such a big believer in that. I don't know why, I just am. And because it's also just like beggars cannot be choosers. You can't be picky about something and then, you know, once that thing like happens to you, you don't want it. But this is not about relationships. I don't want to talk about relationships, honestly. Obviously I moved apartments. I'm living with friends, my other friends now. I'm not living with Ivan anymore, but even though he literally lives like the next street over. Literally the next street over, so I like see him every day. I mean, it's break now and I have to work, so I'm like here by myself because I have to work. But honestly, like I think last year, I think because we lived together, like it was hard for me to like be here by myself in the apartment by myself. But I think because like we don't live together anymore and we've grown from then, a lot of things happened. But I think I'm more content now, just like kind of being by myself. I am kind of bored. It's Saturday, like it's the 3rd. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the rest of the day. I do want to like go outside and get some fresh air, but I'm also like too scared to go out by myself, just because like I don't want to well, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter, but like, you know, you get like catcalled or like hit on by like crackheads on the street or something, or just like people that you don't want to be. I mean, even if I don't want to be catcalled or anything by anybody at all. Ooh, I just got this everywhere. Oopsies. Honestly, it's happened a few times, and I like try not to think about it, but I'm just like, it just feels nasty to like eat, like think about it. I don't know. I just think it's like, it's not a good feeling. It's really not. And whoever says it's a good feeling, they have to be lying, or they're like, they need validation so bad, because honestly, it doesn't feel great. It didn't feel great when I was single. It doesn't feel great now. Like, nothing's changed. I also really want to, I should put this on my New Year's resolution, but I really want to improve my vocabulary, just because I've been uploading my videos a little bit more and like hearing myself talk again. I say and like, and I use fill words so much, and I'm just like, bro, you need to like shut the fuck up. I feel like I don't actually, I just said like 4 times. Oh, there you go. But I feel like I say a lot more than like, and to me, hearing myself say is so much more annoying than hearing me say like. I don't know why, it just is like way more annoying. Ooh. Yeah, this is why I do not wear a full face of makeup. My face is so cakey. I'm gonna try to do this whole video without me saying, again, like, I don't really care, but I'm gonna try to say, not to say I've probably said it so many times throughout the beginning of this, like the intro, I guess. We'll try and we'll see how that goes. What is this? Oh, work? Yeah, I'm sick of work. I need to find like a hospital job ASAP. I'm so tired of working there. I cannot work there anymore. I just can't. I did just apply to like 2 other jobs. Oh, there we go. I just said it again. But I did just apply to like 2 other jobs just so I can have another job, because I do want to work 2 jobs. Again, I don't know if I can do it with school, just because I'm scared that like I'm not gonna be committed to one thing or the other. Like, I'll probably just like kill myself. I want to kind of get out of my shell a little bit more. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, because all I do is just work anyway. But I do want to, I don't know, I want to do new things. Like, I don't know, I'm getting older, which is crazy to say those words. But I'm getting older. I don't know, like I think I'm very much an old soul. Like, I'm not really willing to like party or anything. I think I'm kind of over that whole stage. I mean, with my friends, like, sure, I'll party or whatever, but I think like going out to the club or something, like, I don't think I could. And I'm not even 21. But Halloween really did not do me good. It did me so dirty. And I think I'm kind of over it, you know. I think I'm done partying. I didn't do anything for New Year's Eve. I went home. Oh my gosh, my makeup is starting out so ugly, my eyebrows. I don't even know if I finished whatever I was saying. I didn't really do that much in 2025. Like, I kind of just sat around, worked, and I said again. Sat around, worked, apartment hunted, still apartment hunting now. This year was definitely, I think, a much happier year, I would want to say. I don't really have any major things though that really stuck out to me other than moving. And that really helped me. I think moving though, like being away from Ivan, really, even though we see each other every day, I think because of break too, like I'm just so more content in like just kind of being myself, being by myself, being more independent. I think scrolling on TikTok too, as much as I hate scrolling on TikTok and I hate just like all the brain rot and everything, I feel like my more so like trying not to rely on Ivan as much. And I think it's easier because we don't live together. But when we are together, I feel like I do rely on him a lot. But I think I've been trying to, you know, not need him as much as I did last year. And he's like, it's my first relationship, so, and I feel like a lot of first relationships, like, you're gonna feel like that. But I'm trying to just be myself and stop worrying so much, especially about my relationship, because I'm just like, you know what, like, like, I don't need him. He's like my bestest friend ever. And of course I do need him, but I think I don't need him in ways that, like, I can be myself, if that makes sense. I don't know really how to explain it, but I think I've just grown comfortable, kind of. But I think I 2025 definitely helped me grow. I think during the summer I was probably the saddest that I've ever been, and I think I really learned from that. I'm not gonna get too into it because then I will start crying. But yeah, the summer is probably the saddest that I've ever been, and I think it was because I was in a relationship, and I don't mean it like he was making me sad. I think it was more so like I was in my head a lot more so than I ever was. And like, you know, you have insecurities that never fully go away, and that's like outside of relationship stuff. Like, you're gonna always have some sort of insecurities. Like, confidence is fake it till you make it, you know? And I don't think I'm confident per se, but I think I kind of just, I don't know, I just don't think I care enough about what. I'm more content in being myself. I'm more content being by myself. I like the company, you know? But I think I do realize, like, how much I do actually rely on Ivan and how much I need to kind of just back off. I think this summer really changed me in more ways than one. And honestly, I'm kind of glad for that happening, because then I wouldn't have opened my eyes to, like, what I can do and what I can't do. And I don't know, I like right now I just like not happy per se, but just like content in who I am. Like, I don't know, again, I'm just trying to live life as best as I can. But like, there's so many things that I want to do. I want to travel. I need to get my passport first, because I don't have that. Never really, I mean, I know a lot of like the American population doesn't have a passport, but I didn't really travel as a kid. The first time that I went on an airplane, I was 18. But I'm hoping 2026 is a lot better. Obviously, the state of our economy and government is not looking the greatest, but, you know, I'm hoping for the best for myself, as selfishly as that sounds, because I can't help other people if I can't help myself first. Like, I'm sorry, I need to help myself first and, like, kind of find myself first before I can do anything else. For right now. I should get on to my resolutions, because I don't have a lot of resolutions. Again, I never really had a lot of New Year's resolutions, just because, I don't know, I didn't think that I would be able to do them anyway. Like, I kind of just did whatever, and then if I improved, then I improved. If I didn't improve, then it was just like whatever. But I think this is like a more realistic 5. I'm not much of a like 2026 vision board girl. Like, I'm very much a Pinterest girl, but I think creating like a vision board is just like, for me, I think it's just unrealistic for me, and like it's just gonna set too many standards that I will not be able to meet. So I'm just like, I'm not even gonna touch any of that. But I think I have like pretty reasonable New Year's resolutions. So the first one, and this is not in any order or anything, the first one is to save my money. That's an obvious, it's an obvious resolution. I think that's everyone's kind of resolution. Whoa, too much. It's fine. I mean, affording a house is like way out of budget and way out of plan. But I mean, if you can afford a house, then, or if I can afford a house, then hey, I'd want to do that. But that's also just very unrealistic. I just want to save my money so that I can find and afford a better and nicer apartment. All of this is coming out of my pocket anyway. I don't take my money, my parents' money, unless they send me money, then like, hey. But I don't really ask for money, especially for like rent and, you know, utilities. Everything comes out of my own pocket. I pay for everything myself. And like, I luckily have like my parents there for me, but I try not to rely on them. And I haven't really tried to I try not to rely on my parents. And I have always been like that. Like, I don't like spending. I like spending my money. It makes me feel horrible because then when I spend it and then I look at my bank account, I'm like, ooh, girl, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But it makes me feel better than, you know, using my parents' money and then saying like, oh my gosh, like, can we even afford this, that, and the other? I'm not gonna get too much into that. I feel like I already kind of overshared a little bit. 2 is work on my cursive so that I can like journal a little bit more. Again, my journal's like not even halfway filled, but I want to work on my cursive and my calligraphy and my handwriting because my handwriting is honestly ugly. I think it's so ugly. Oh my gosh, my face is itchy. This brush is disgusting. Ew, maybe that should be on my New Year's resolution to clean all my makeup brushes. I feel like I look a little bit crazy. I put way too much blush on. I'm gonna put even more blush on, powder blush, but I think I need some contour on my nose because it's not looking cute. Oh, I should actually put this on my list too. But I do really want to learn sign language. I did start learning sign language like this past summer. But I really want to learn like how to converse and stuff like that. I don't know if I want to get to like interpreter level, but obviously I'm not the greatest. I have deaf aunts and I have like aunts and stuff like who know how to speak or know how to sign. I definitely know like a little bit. I know the alphabet. I know how to count. I know like certain vocabulary and certain like phrases. I don't know enough to like get me by though and like have a conversation with somebody who knows sign. Like I'm not on that level, but I know a good chunk, you know. And I really want to learn sign language. I think it's so cool, and I think it'd be cool to just like talk to them and like learn their culture, you know. My third one is to read more. I have been in such a reading slump. I think after I don't even remember the last book I finished. I think it was A Little Life like a year ago. Nope, that's a lie actually. I finished reading ooh, I need a new puff. I finished reading On Earth the Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. I think that's the best book ever, honestly. I think it was such a good book. A Little Life was like good for like kind of a TikTok-ish book. I did like A Little Life. I'm not going to lie, but I think the topics were just like so harsh for me to get into, and I was just like, okay, and it happens to Jude throughout his life. I don't know if you guys want spoilers. I'm gonna try to not give spoilers, but so much happens to Jude and it's like the same thing that happens over and over and over again that I'm just like, okay, like when does it get better? Like, in a spoiler alert, it doesn't get better for Jude, unfortunately. Honestly, like, it broke me. It kind of changed the trajectory of my thinking. Like, it shaped me in a way that I didn't think could shape me, and I think about Jude every single day. I do recommend it. But I think it's very slow and has very triggering topics, which I'm sure people have heard about the topics somewhere now. It's a very triggering book, but it truly is. Like, there's no way around it. But I think the most recent book I finished was actually On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. I'm pretty sure. And that one really changed the trajectory of my thinking, just like in general and in life in America and like in Asian American culture and like especially like Southeast Asian culture. And like he doesn't really get into like Vietnamese culture or like Southeast Asian culture, but I think just like during that time, oh, I don't know how to explain it. Like it was so good. I sobbed like a baby reading that book. Like it really changed my life. I also finished I Who Have Never Known Men. That one, I know that I've been saying this a lot, but that one truly changed the trajectory of my life. Just like as a minority, as a woman, like thinking about like femininity and equality between women and men now and in that book, because there's no men in that book. I don't like, sorry, I'm gonna give spoilers. There's no men in that book. It's just about a young girl who is like in a prisoner in, you know, a jail cell under the ground, and then there's like the men who are like captors who like capture them, and like they're watchers and like whatever, not in a good way, but like they're imprisoners, I guess. But it's such a good book. That one really made me think about my femininity and equality and just like connecting with other people, connecting with herself, and she's just like learning so many things about. I sobbed like a baby also reading that book. I think that book was also a little bit too intellectual for me, or maybe like I'm an empath and like just cried. But I've heard a lot of people say that they did cry. I did cry. I actually didn't cry like a baby, but I cried reading the end of that book because it was just like a shock, and I was just like, like I don't like it. I don't know. I think reading that book really helped something in like the frontal lobe develop in some way or another, and I really enjoyed it. It was a really good book. I could talk about books all day. I have so many books that I have on my shelf over there that I literally haven't touched. Right now, I'm reading Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. Really good, actually, so far. But the beginning is the beginning is very fast paced. I think I'm starting to get to the point where it's like slowing down a little bit, and like they're telling, or like she's writing from her point of view, like how she stole her work, a white woman. But the beginning is very interesting. I think it was very interesting. It really like pulled me in, and I think that kind of it. I haven't touched it in a little bit, but I think it really got me out of my book slump. So I do want to read it. I'm planning to read it today, but we'll see how that goes. I've kind of like grown out of my romance and fantasy genres. I don't know. I haven't been really into romance and fantasy as much anymore these days. Ever since, you know, the orange guy got into office, and it was like Project 2025, and like he was talking about all the books that he was gonna ban. I think I kind of just stopped. Not that there aren't romance books on there, because there definitely are romance books on there, but I think I want to read more, again, intellectual books. I think I talked about this last year too, about how I want to read more intellectual type of books and not romance. I think romance is like, now romance is so overdone, and there's so many tropes that have been written already, and it's like hard to get into a romance book that is different than, you know, all the other ones. Number 4 is go to the gym and eat healthier and lose weight. I feel like I'm not like overly, like I fit my percentile range based on like my height and stuff like that, but I just want to get more toned, want to lose some extra fat where I don't want it. But it's hard because my diet is like horrible. Also, I feel like when I eat, I either eat like way too much or I don't eat anything at all, which is so hard. I also feel like all the food that I do eat, like it just goes in places that's not, you know, flattering. Like it doesn't go to my ass. It goes everywhere else except my ass, or like wherever I want it. And it's hard also because like I have a wider rib cage, so obviously it doesn't look, I don't know, I just don't look cute, you know? But that's like one of my goals. I feel like that is realistic. Like I just want to get more toned and lose like maybe like 5 pounds, maybe. But 5 pounds is like, I feel like 5 pounds is a lot. Fortunately for me, like I kind of just stay the same weight. Like I get really bloated, but I kind of stay in the same range between like 120 and like 127. 127. Sorry, that was really it's for NC127 for people who don't know. But that is like my range. Like fortunately I don't go over and I don't go under. So I know it's possible for me to lose weight for sure, but it's just hard. It's hard for me to like put on weight. Let's hope that I didn't just jinx myself. But I think just for me, like I don't, my weight doesn't fluctuate too much, like, and too drastically. I kind of, again, I just stay kind of in the same range of weight between my height, and I'm not mad about that. But it's just like I have like extra flabs that I don't want, and I want to lose that because it's not cute, it's not flattering. At least for me, it's not flattering. This is what I want, not what you want. Okay. My next and last resolution is to gain a following, and on anything, like gain an actual platform. On YouTube, it's obviously like so much harder to gain a platform than it is on TikTok. I think TikTok has numbers like you've never seen before, and I think posting on TikTok like will get you a lot more followers, and then that'll in turn get you to have YouTube followers. But for me, I think because numbers are so drastic and, you know, like beyond anything that like social media has ever seen, but I think because of that, it's so much more intimidating to post on TikTok. Also, I just don't think I'm good for like short-term content. I think I'm more used to long-term content, even though I say that I'm boring and like I say the same shit over and over again and like do this and do that. I do think that posting on YouTube is less intimidating, more hard to gain followers, but I think I'm just more comfortable. I think I'm also just comfortable because this is all I've been doing. I don't post on TikTok. I don't know. I think posting on TikTok is just so much more intimidating because the numbers are so much more like crunched, and so many more people will see it than on YouTube, and that'll leave more room for more judgment, which I don't know if I care about what people think, especially on the internet, but you know, it is intimidating to post on TikTok, which maybe I should start doing that, but I don't know how to start, where to begin. I mean, I guess we're about to figure out together because I'm about to figure it out too, but I do want to gain a following on these platforms just because I think it's fun. I think it'll get me out of my bubble. Like, I just want to gain more experience and put myself out there a little bit more and like be comfortable. Oh my gosh, this looks so bad. And I want to like be comfortable with myself, and honestly I do like making videos. It's just like I don't know what to talk about because I don't do anything that exciting. All I do is work. I can't really take you to work because I work with kids, and obviously I can't really, and I think it'd just be boring just to take you to work and like do whatever. Like, I don't know, I don't do a lot of things, but I want to push myself to kind of do things by myself, you know? But I don't know, it's so hard. I definitely have, like, again, repeated myself a lot of times. And, like, I want to work on that, too. Just, like, I want to work on my vocabulary in general. Alright, this is my after. My hair looks crazy. I don't have a wide tooth comb, so... And I don't want to brush it out because I don't want to lose this much curl. But this is the end of my New Year's resolutions talk. I don't know. I don't think, again, I think I just said like kind of unimportant things. Honestly, my goals for this year, pretty realistic. I think I can manage to do them. I hope I can do them. We'll see. I just have to like stay consistent with it, and I feel like sometimes like I'm consistent and then I'm not, and then I'm consistent and then I'm not. So it's like kind of hard to keep track of certain things because I am just like indecisive and I don't know what I want. But that's it. Can you even, oh yeah, you can tell. This is my setup, by the way. that's my setup. You guys were on that. And then my mirror and all of my shit was all on here. But this is the... It actually doesn't look that bad, but I feel like this camera does give kind of like a beauty effect. I actually kind of like how... I actually really like how my makeup turned out. And I actually really like these lashes with like a big wing like that. So I look very airbrushed like this, but then close up, if it'll focus. It's very not cute. Anyway, that's the end of this. My camera is gonna die.